Everybody, what's going on, and welcome to Rock Gamer. And I wanted to let you guys know that the Guns N' Roses documentary that BBC4 did that aired yesterday is now available to watch on YouTube. I put a link to it down below. The documentary, I want to talk about my impressions of it. I watched it this morning. It's an hour and a half long. It's definitely one of the more longer documentaries that I've seen for Guns N' Roses. And they interview a lot of the former band members like Matt Sorum. They interview Steven Adler. Surprisingly, they didn't interview Gilby Clarke at all. They didn't have any of the other members interviewed. They used a lot of archival footage, like of old interviews with Slash and Duff, as well as Axl. There were some interviews I'd never seen before with Axl that they showed. And the first hour, the documentary focuses very heavily on the formative years of the band, that period from like 1985 to 1988, 89. And that's really where a large bulk of the focus is. There wasn't really anything earth-shattering revealed. Tom Zutaut, who was the A&R guy who discovered Guns N' Roses, had some interesting stories to tell. But there's not a whole lot new you're going to learn about the band. But it was still a pretty entertaining documentary. Coolest part of the documentary by far is a lot of the footage I had never seen before. So as somebody who loves GNR during the Illusion years, there was some new footage that nobody's ever seen before, because this was footage that was given to them by Mark Cantor, who was one of the band's friends back in the day. There was some footage from them playing the LA Forum back in 1991 we'd never seen before that was shown pretty widely throughout the documentary. They also had a lot of video footage of them like playing the clubs in LA when they were starting out. So there's a lot of new footage in that sense. The one thing I didn't really like about the documentary is that the last half an hour, like, it just kind of glossed over the Illusions albums. They didn't talk at all about the One in a Million controversy. They didn't talk about the Charles Manson track. They didn't even really talk about Chinese democracy at all. It was just mostly about those formative years. Matt Sorum did have some really cool stories about when they were on tour that I'd never heard before. But all in all, you know, it's worth your time. If you're a huge Guns N' Roses fan, go check out the documentary down below. I recommend it. I wouldn't say it's my favorite one. I think my favorite one I've seen is probably Photographic History by Robert John. That's available on YouTube as well. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care.